I decided to wear red because I really like symbolism. Hi guys, it's Magali. I take painkillers for my menstrual cramps. Lately, I've been kind of curious about what's out there and whether any of them can give me any relief. I will be trying out 4 different methods of period pain relief, like stomach cramp relief. I have been getting my period for just under 2 decades. It's about 13 or 14 cycles a year for 19 years. So that's a lot. And I think it's really important to address the fact that periods and period pain lives on a spectrum. Some people have a very calm period, like a 1 or a 2. Their flow is not bothering them. They don't have pain. Those are God's favorite children, of course. So my periods, discomfort, pain, they are at about an 8 or a 9, especially for the first 2 days. Heavy flow, very intense pain. I've grown up to doctors invalidating my pain and telling me that, oh, I don't have a lot of pain, I just have a low threshold. I've grown up to teachers telling a whole class of female students that if they take painkillers, it will cause them infertility later in life, and all sorts of really rubbish myths. I am very much a pro-medicine person. Medicines have made it just so much better to function, but this is me trying to see whether any of these things will be able to control my pain in any way or help me manage it. I have 4 different things here, 3 of which came up when I searched for period pain or period cramp relief, and 1 of which is something of a home remedy. I'm going to link all of these products in the description bar below if you'd like to check. Starting from the most expensive product, I have the hibiscus monkey comforter. This is basically an oil like coconut oil as well as some essential oils that are supposed to bring you some relief. I am the most skeptical about this one really, but I'm still gonna try to go in with an open mind and hope it does something for me. I have the Cramp Comfort self-heating pain relief patch from Nua. In one box you actually get 3 patches. This heats up on its own and it's supposed to give you relief like that. This does sound kind of promising, although a little bit expensive. Then I have more pain relief patches. It's from Sirona. And then finally I have something very unexpected, which is tiger balm. I know that this is used for headaches and aches and joint pains in general. I never expected this for periods, but I actually asked people on Twitter and multiple people said they use tiger balm. This is also the cheapest one. If my period calculator app is to be believed, I'm expecting my crimson tide in just a few days now. The first 2 days are always the hardest. So I'm gonna put these 4 things to the test and then report back.
Several days later.
So periods came. The first thing I did was got set up with my cup. I think it makes my whole period smoother. I updated my period tracker app because that's something I do religiously. I got comfortable here. I don't have any pain yet, but I expect it to start in the next half an hour to 1 hour. And I actually sat down with my strip of painkillers. Even though I do not intend to take it right away this time, just having it does bring me a lot of comfort. I think I will use the hibiscus monkey comforter first. I think it's been 3.5 to 4 hours since I last spoke to you guys, and I've actually had decent experience with the comforter. Took away low level pain that I had, like when it just starts. Like I reapplied it a few times also. It actually surpassed my expectations. Now I'm going to bed and the pain's gotten a little worse, I guess. So I'm gonna move on to the next thing, the Nua Cramp Comfort Pad, which is supposed to last for up to 8 hours, so it should give me that overnight relief. I feel like you guys are gonna see way too many unnecessary shots of my stomach. You have to apply all of this stuff directly to your abdomen area. It's almost shaped like a little uterus, I don't know. So I'm peeling off the backing, and they have indicated to apply it pretty low on your stomach. It's not sticking very well, and I don't know if that's because of the oil I put earlier, but that's okay. It seems like it could hide under clothes quite well, so you might be able to wear it to work and stuff. It says that the patch begins to heat as soon as it's opened. It will take approximately 20 minutes to reach optimal temperature. I don't feel anything yet. Let's just wait and see. Probably around 15 minutes later now, and yes, the patch has gotten pretty warm. I can actually feel the heat. It doesn't cover a very large area. This patch only really promises heat. I'm in a minority of people wherein I have menstrual pain, but I'd never really tried hot water bag or a heating pad. I know like a really warm shower can bring some comfort, and this is giving me some comfort. It's soothing. But at the same time, if your pain's above a certain level, you can still feel it. The heat is helping, but it's not eliminating. I'm gonna take one pill for the night and keep this on also. So I'm hoping that'll give me a good sleep. We'll continue this experiment tomorrow. I actually slept really well. The one tablet and heating pad carried me to the entire overnight. Usually I would have to wake up really early in the morning, like at 5 a.m. or something, take another pill. I didn't have to do that, so I'm really happy about that. It's the morning and the pain's back. Now I think it's time to try this ʟSơn̥ pain relief patch. Provides 12 hours comfort and it starts working instantly. Once I broke the seal of this pack, so you can get like a very menthol herbal smell. It kind of smells a bit like tiger balm, like Vicks Vapor Rub and stuff. This is what one patch looks like. It's kind of like a band-aid fabric. It does have backing paper, so you're supposed to apply it directly to the skin. The backing paper is in 3 bits. I feel like I should remove the center one first. This one seems to have adhered really well, and I'll come check in half an hour or so. A little update on the ʟSơn̥ patch that I've been trying now. When I first put it on, it didn't really work right away. And I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna still have to take a tablet. What I tried last night, like my pain had not started fully. It was just a lower grade pain. And just now, I was feeling the full wrath of the pain. Very intense. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to take a tablet. So I just decided to wait for a while, like wait for half an hour or so, and I started feeling like a sort of a burning sensation on my stomach. Not really very unpleasant, and I knew that sometimes when you put some of these balms and stuff, they do burn, and they say that's what shows you that it's working. I just waited out the burning sensation. Just like that, my actual abdominal cramps really did disappear. And I was absolutely shook because I was not expecting anything like this to work on that level of pain. And now I can't really feel anything. I have the patch on. There's no burning also. There's no pain also. I really am at a normal level. I still feel uncomfortable. I always feel uncomfortable during first 2 days of my periods, but there's really no pain. I don't know if this is gonna last 12 hours, but I'll check in with you guys when I feel the pain come back or something. The only thing remaining to try is the tiger balm, and the tiger balm also has like menthol and eucalyptus and some of the same herbs that are in these patches. I suspect that also will help. It's been hours since I put on the ʟSơn̥ patch. It was really effective and I got to 0 pain level, and I was really expecting the pain to come back, and weirdly enough, once or twice I did feel some pain, and then I was like, oh okay, it's wearing off now. I'm gonna have to do something else. But if I just waited for 5 or 10 minutes, the pain went away on its own, and basically it's been really great. I would have wanted to test it for longer, but I usually shower at night time and I have to shower. I already delayed it, so this is gonna have to come off now. And the adhesion on this has been really good, so it's stuck really nicely. I was like happy about that at first, but now I'm worried that it will hurt during removal. Okay, it's pinching a little because I mean I have some hair on my belly. There's been like an unintentional waxing effect. Now that it's off, I'm curious to see if the pain will come back, how quickly it will come back. There's a reason I've been filming my stomach every time, because I have something not so great to show you. Do you guys see this little white patch here? My skin has peeled off. I'm not 100% sure how that happened because I've been trying so many different things, but I can take a guess. I think the heating pad is probably partially responsible for that, because it kind of feels a little bit like a blister from a burn. The newer heating pad does have a warning that says can cause burns, and I wore it overnight, but I didn't notice the blister. Now when I put on the ʟSo噚 pad right on top of it, it stuck really well, and when I peeled it off, it probably peeled that thin blistered skin off as well. Maybe that's why I was feeling a little excess burning also. Balms with menthol and various herbs are going to burn if you put them on skin that's broken in any way. Stuff like this also can happen, I guess. It's exactly 2.5 hours now since I took off the ʟSo噚 patch, and I've not had my pain come back, at least not full on, maybe in a super mild way yet. But it's time to go to bed now. So I'm gonna apply some tiger balm. This smells so nice. I really like this. I think the main concern is to avoid the burn area. It's really small, but I don't want to irritate the skin in any way, because I already put something sticky on it and ripped the skin off. I should not be making it any worse. Feel like this is a bit greasy, so it might not be a good solution for like if you're going to office and you have like nicer clothes, because it may stain stuff or just be weird. I don't know. It's very strong smelling, but it helps that I like the smell. I'll come back to you guys with updates in the morning. Some thoughts on tiger balm. I put it on last night. I really wanted to sleep and it was not taking the pain away quickly, so I ended up taking a painkiller. Also, this morning when I woke up, there was a little bit of pain, so I figured, okay, like, you know, I'm awake, I can bear it. So I put on some tiger balm again, and I think it's pretty effective, but the onset of pain relief for a balm does take time. They say it starts working instantly, but till 20 to 30 minutes it doesn't really help, and you wonder, is it going to help? And then you sort of feel that characteristic burning sensation, and after that it does help. Right now it has taken away most of the pain. There is still a little bit, but it's very bearable. It hasn't disappointed me. I've tried all 4 things now. I'm at the end of my painful days. I feel like pretty normal now. So I'm gonna wait a few days and come back to you guys with a final review on everything.
Several days later.
I really wanted to wait a few days to gather my thoughts before I sat and recorded this. Oh, I also showed you that I use a menstrual cup for my period. I properly switched to a cup in 2020 after having tried it in 2019 and all. There are also many reasons to switch to it. I love that it's better for the environment. I end up saving so much money on a cup on disposable period products like pads and tampons. But my main reason, my number one reason for switching wasn't any of that. It was actually because I reached a point where pads started giving me really bad reactions and rashes, and initially it used to happen every now and then it started happening all the time. Every time I put on a pad, any brand pad, I always was privileged enough to use like the best brands that are on the market, and I tried so many different ones. They were all giving me rashes and it was a nightmare. So that's why I switched to a cup. The main reason I wanted to try something other than like a medical painkiller also is that recently I just don't like the way I feel on painkillers. They do deal with the cramps, but they just make me feel a little odd physically, and that concerned me a little. Instead of just switching to another brand, I thought, is there anything to any of these other things? Are they going to manage my pain better than taking a painkiller orally? I'm a bit of a smartass and a cynic, so I had already decided that, oh, none of these are really going to help my level of pain. And I'm so glad that I was proven wrong here. I'm so glad that I made this video, because if not, I would not have the guts to try any of these and not do my painkillers. But some of these have been so promised. The hibiscus उनकी comforter, the aromatherapy based one. I really didn't have high hopes for this one. I used it at the start of my period when the pain is milder before it ramps up. It actually minimized the pain a lot. Like for some time I didn't have any pain, and then when it started getting more intense I moved on to the other things. So I was really pleasantly surprised with this, and I think it does help for like the mild to moderate pain. Expensive, yes, but even though I use quite a bit of it, like there's just the whole bottle still remaining. So moving on to the next thing, which is the Nua Cramp Comfort Pads. And I'm just gonna come out and say it, this was my least favorite thing among everything that I tried. It didn't do much for my pain, and it actually did give me burns, which is something I knew could happen, but also, you know, that kind of sucks. My main issue with this is that it's just essentially a heating pad. So if you're at home, you can use a hot water bottle or an electric heating pad, but if you're on the go, if you're at office or if you're traveling, I get why this would seem like a better option. It's so compact and it self-heats. Like even if you're camping or trekking somewhere or something, this would just be very handy. It says it lasts for 8 hours. I think it was warm for even 12 hours for me. The burns, I made light of them initially. I said, oh, they're tiny burns, they're nothing. I got another burn from steam a few days ago. This is a mild burn. The ones on my stomach that Nua gave me were not mild. In fact, they've taken longer to heal. They blistered, and the scar left behind shows that it was not just a surface burn. If you guys really find comfort from heat, go for the Nua one, but it did almost nothing for me. On to the Sirona patches. It's more value for money than the Nua. You get only 3 in that box. You get 5 in this. This was my favorite of all of them. This dealt with my intense pain also, my pain at its worst, and it brought it down to 0, which is something I really thought only a painkiller could do. It says it starts working immediately, so that's my only issue. It does not start working immediately. It takes half an hour around, but once it starts working, it really was quite amazing. And I think I went to like 10 or 11 hours before I had to take it out. This is something I'll definitely repurchase also for those bad days. I loved this one. Finally, we go on to Tiger Balm, one of the more affordable options. I wasn't able to test properly. I tried to put it on one night, but it wouldn't work quickly enough, so I took a tablet. I think this will work really similar to the Sirona one. This is a little stronger, but obviously it's more expensive. Tiger Balm works like that also. Everything helped me to some extent, and I'm glad that we have these options out there to deal with cramps. I cannot end the video without addressing another issue, which is period poverty. That's something I think we should all be talking about a lot more. Chances are, if you're watching this, you not had to worry about the cost of your period products. It's just something that we don't give too much of a thought of, but there are so many working class and poor people in India and around the world cannot really afford products to help manage their periods. When I take into account the price of all 4 things I showed you guys, they all cost more money than a strip of painkillers. Other than maybe the Tiger Balm being the cheapest, all of this other stuff is pricey. And if spending for these things is going to be a concern, then your painkiller, the tablets, are going to be your best value for money. They'll enable you to have less pain and carry on with your work. This strip costs 50 bucks. This is where I'm going to end today's video. It was a bit of an uncomfortable subject, but if this helps even one person, I'm going to be very glad. I'd love if we could turn the comment section below into a further discussion on this issue. Do you guys have cramps around your periods? Are they mild, moderate, heavy? I just want this to be a space that discusses and validates menstrual pain, and then maybe we can help each other out by sharing the ways in which we minimize that pain. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.